Alright, PwC GPA GAA Player of the All-Ireland Final, Kyle Hayes, how are things?
Great now yourself?
Not too bad. This is a strange one to start off with, but we were reading Sean Kavanagh's book recently and he talks about winning the All-Ireland in 2008 and he couldn't sleep that night because he felt that he didn't play that well. He missed a goal chance. He got man of the match, I think, but he missed a goal chance and that really pissed him off. So for you, it must have been an extra special thing to put in the performance you did in the All-Ireland Final. Of course, the most important thing is winning Liam McCarthy, but that was an extra sweetener, I'd say.
Look, yeah, as you said, like it's the main thing was a win. Like I didn't really care if I played bad or if people thought I played bad, you know. And obviously it was nice. It was nice. I had it on top of that, like winning the match. Like, but it's whatever I can do to help out the lads, like, you know. That's kind of the main thing. Like,
what was in your head in that third quarter of the game when you kind of took over? I think I said myself on Twitter, it became the Kyle Hayes All-Ireland at a certain point in that game in the third quarter, when that was when you won the game. Like, are you thinking too much about it at that point? Do you realise what an influence you're having over the game, or is it just kind of a clear flow in your head?
No, not really. Like, you know, like kind of balls were kind of falling into my hands really at one stage, you know, and I kind of knew had a nice bit of luck at that stage of the match, like, you know, and you just kind of try to ride the wave and do what you can to help out all the rest of the boys around you and just try to bring other fellas into the game then and stuff, like, and just try to have a big influence on it, like.
Did it get to a stage this summer where you felt in the Limerick team that you were playing almost without thinking?
Yeah, like it's not like a routine, like, you know, but everyone kind of knew their job going out on the field, like, and obviously you have to have a bit of creativity there, like, and that two special players there, like Eoin, like, you know, and he'll bring that something special to the game every time, like, and we all knew our jobs, like, and like going out, you know, you have a certain role to do. If you fill that role, like, and do what you have to do, you've a great chance of getting a victory, like.
Has it sunk in yet?
Kind of, yeah, kind of there, and only last week, like, you might think it's mad, like, you know, it's nearly 6 weeks ago, like, but there was such a hype down in Limerick, like, it was crazy, like, you know, there's people, they're still talking about it down there, like, you know, even going down to the shop there for slice pan or something, like, you know, someone bring it up still, like, and
well, why wouldn't they bring it up? I mean,
I know, it's great, like, there's still a great buzz down there, and hopefully that'll kind of drive hurling on down there.
I think it will. I don't think they're going to stop talking about it for quite some time. I think that's the unfortunate news.
So as I said, it's great. Like, it's kind of a sporting county really. Like, you know, there's rugby is massive there, and soccer is massive as well. Like, and now hurling will probably be big there for next year, and it's great to see young fellas walking around with hurleys in their hands instead of a soccer ball or something, like.
Yeah, you'd be well accustomed to the soccer ball yourself, though, wouldn't you? Like, it really is a big sporting county. It is the real way to put it, and it's almost as if the hurling success is almost fed into all these different types of success instead of getting into a siege mentality where it's like you won't play rugby, you'll play hurling. It's almost like we're a great sporting county, and whatever people happen to choose hurling, they choose hurling, and we're going to move forward with them.
Yeah, like, I've never had any pressure of choosing hurling as my sport, like, you know. It's just the one I get most enjoyment out of it, like. But like you should say, the rugby, Munster rugby's going well. The whole of Limerick will be behind on Munster, like, and then soccer then as well, like, you know, it's whatever's going kind of successful, people right in behind. There's no real negativity towards a certain sport or anything, like, you know, which is great, obviously, as well, like.
Yeah, and also as well, you get into the very basics of things. Like, we were chatting to Michael Quinlivan on the show this morning about the cross-pollination of sports, and it's just going to improve your sporting IQ, I suppose, to use that term, in terms of picking up skills from other sports.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Like I played loads of rugby, soccer, football, the whole lot when I was younger, like, you know, anything get me out of the house really, like, you know, and you will pick small little things up from other sports, like, and you'll bring that into whatever one you end up choosing in the end, like, you know, and it's great, like, yeah.
Well, so what exactly is your timeline of sports then? Obviously the hurling timeline is still going. The soccer one was the most recent, was it? And then there was a bit of rugby thrown in there as well?
Yes, I played rugby there for Richmond, their club there inside in town, and I played till I was probably about 13 or 14, and kind of soccer was getting serious then. I always played soccer up along with it, like, you know, and a bit of Gaelic then as well, like, but soccer kind of got serious from probably, I don't know, around 11 or 12, just around the Kennedy Cup there, and after that then I moved into town to Mungo Regional, and we had a very strong team there at the time, like, you know, so I was kind of in two minds whether to pick that or not, to go give that a right lash, like, but eventually I ended up choosing hurling, like.
How tough a decision was that?
Fairly tough now, to be honest, like, you know, I really enjoyed it at the times because we were being so successful and stuff with them, like, and hurling at the time, we kind of it wasn't going well for me, like, but I wasn't having a greater impact. You know, I was going better in the soccer, like, you know, so it was tough, like, but in the end I had to sit down and choose one because I was out nearly every second night of the week, like, playing one, like.
Yeah. Did it ever cross your mind that professional lifestyle might be something that suited you? Was that ever a factor, or was it just down to the actual game you were playing?
No, just down to the game, really, like, you know, and I'd say I would have made it as a professional soccer player now, like, you know, obviously that's a dream to everyone, like, you know, to try have that lifestyle, like, but it was just down to the game. Then eventually, like, as I started enjoying hurling that bit more, like, and I just ended up choosing it.
I'd imagine you're going to get fairly close to what a GAA player can do in terms of a professional lifestyle anyway. Obviously you'll have to do stuff outside of the hurling pitch and all that sort of stuff, but in terms of the perks that'll come with it, like, I'd be a big believer that GAA players should get as many perks as possible because of the amount of sacrifice that's put up there that ultimately you wouldn't have got to where you are in terms of winning an All-Ireland in the year 2018 unless your setup was close to professional.
Yeah, I know it is, sure, like, it basically is. Any fella playing GAA at that level, it will tell you, like, you know, you're out nearly 4 or 5 times a week training or doing something sort of in relevance to GAA, like, you know, whether to do with recovery or gym or something, like, and everyone knows if you don't put in the work, like, you're not going to get anywhere, like, so
yeah.
I don't mind it either, like, I don't mind, like, gym now, to say I'll always tip away at gym because I enjoy doing it, like, and obviously enjoy playing hurling as well, like.
I wanted to ask you about your club. I presume the club has gone back there. Your father is a former chairman of it. I'd say that was a very proud moment for the family.
Yeah, it was special, all right. Like it was only myself and Barry, another man there on the team from Kildime, like, but we're joined with Palace Kenry as well, and there was a fun day down there, so we didn't want to make a big deal of it either. We kind of we brought it on and if people wanted pictures with it or whatever, we let them have it, like, but it was in high demand that day as well, like, we only had it for, I'd say, 2 or 3 hours. It was gone to 3 different clubs in the same day, like, you know, like, the schedule of the cup is ridiculous, like, you know,
yeah.
It's probably 4 or 5 times a day here or there, and, you know, it's everywhere around the county, like, but it's great, like.
What was the energy like in Kildime that day?
Brilliant, serious buzz there, like, and we played a Thursday and we lost. It was a big game though, and we actually lost, so fellas are kind of down around that, like, and that kind of brought the buzz back up then again, like, so.
Yeah. Like, when you look back on the summer as a whole, it's an interesting one, actually. It's an interesting case study, like your place in Limerick hurling at the moment, because I don't know, maybe early in the summer did you have doubts at all about where the summer might end, just maybe in the context of what happened in the under-21s? I know that's obviously clearly a very separate thing, but that was quite a humbling experience, I'd say, whereas it's the very opposite of a humbling experience what you ended up doing in August.
Yeah, look, we always had ambitions right from the get-go, like, you know, we knew we had a special bunch of players there, like, and it was after 21s, of course, it was devastating, especially being my last year and everything in the way it changed 20s, like, and we wanted to do as far as we go there, like, but, like, I think fellas we had us down as favourites really going into that game, and we really didn't deserve it, like, you know, tip our serious side, and they showed that right to the end then as well, like, you know.
Yeah, they certainly did. The other thing I wanted to ask you about was, given the news this week that JP McManus has donated €3.2 million to GAA clubs all around the country, like, what's your relationship like with JP? What's his relationship like with the team? He seems like a man who's done great work for you.
Oh, of course, yeah. He's, like, sure, everyone knows he does a serious amount of funding, like, but not even just GAA, like, within basically everything in Limerick he nearly has a hand in, like, you know, he's just a very, very generous man, like, and I've met him a few times, like, I wouldn't be personal friends with him or anything, like, you know, but he's a sound man, like, he's very, very genuine, down to earth, like, and like, if you didn't know his face, you probably wouldn't pick him out of the room, like, you know.
Yeah. He's
kind of in the background the whole time, like, and his brother there as well, like, Jerry is doing all the underage as well, like, you know, and we probably know him a bit better now than JP coming from that, like.
Yeah, he was in the dressing room at full time in the All-Ireland. How happy was he that day?
I don't think he probably still has in his soft mind, like, you know. He's always said that he wanted an All-Ireland. That's the only thing you can't buy, like, you know. But for him it was obviously very special, like, he's been involved in GAA since he's a little kid, like, and his club South Liberties as well, like, he was chairman of them when he was 21 or 22, like, you know. He'd know a lot of the Limerick legends, we'll say, in hurling, like, you know, and it was obviously a special occasion for him as well, like.
Yeah, well, it was a great gesture for the GAA this week. Kyle, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations and everything. I should ask you finally, are Liverpool going to win the league? I know you're a big Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
They are. This is going to be the year.
We don't want to jinx him yet.
Nice one, Kyle. Thanks a million.
Thank you.